Hey, it's Sela Social Studies.
Hey everybody, welcome to CLS Social Studies. Today's class, we're going to go over the travesty of what was going on in Germany with the Nazi regime, what they were doing to certain individuals who were living in the country. And this is what we call the Holocaust. I know a lot of you have heard of the Holocaust before. I know you've seen a lot of pictures of the Holocaust before. So what was the Holocaust? The Holocaust was what Adolf Hitler called his final solution to the Jewish problem. It was the systematic state-sponsored killing of Jewish men, women, children, and millions of others during World War II. Homosexuals, gypsies, millions. So you're talking about 6 million Jewish people as well as other people getting killed. This is what Hitler said was going to be his final solution of the Jewish problem. In 1939, Hitler really started to take control of what he felt was the Jewish problem in Germany and in Poland. And what he did was he would force the Jewish people into places what we call ghettos. Right now, Warsaw was a huge ghetto, and I pulled out some numbers here about the Warsaw Ghetto because I want you to, think about what it was really like. So it says here that 30% of the population was forced to move into 3% of the land. What that wound up being was about 200,000 people per square mile. That is a lot of people per square mile. I mean, we can do it today because we have cities, right? You look at the image here, you have a building so you can move up, right? You don't necessarily have to spread out. But in these ghettos, things like malnutrition, hunger, disease, poverty just ravaged these ghettos and killed people. You see right there, it says it took its toll before any bullets were even fired, right? Because like I said, this is 1939. This is the absolute kind of beginning of what Hitler's plan was during World War II. So in 1939, the Germans initiated what we call the T4 program. And basically what this was a euthanasia program, which was set up for the murder of intellectually and physically disabled and emotionally disturbed Germans who the Germans felt could not be part of this ideal of an Aryan supremacy, right? So how do you do euthanasia? Well, here's how the Germans did it and how the Nazis did it. They are called gas chambers. Auschwitz is the largest concentration camp of the German or of the Nazi regime. Auschwitz was actually 3 camps in one. They had a prison camp, they had a slave labor camp, and they had an extermination camp. People would literally come in on trains. Thousands upon thousands of people would be brought into these concentration camps on trains, and they would unload. And you have the list right there. Pregnant women, young children, the elderly, the handicapped, and the sick were put immediately to death by gas chamber. They would just pile all these people in a gas chamber and lock the door behind them and turn on gas. People who were able-bodied or skilled were selected to perform a forced labor in the surrounding factories. They were not, treated well, right? They were deprived of things like adequate food, shelter, clothing, medical care, and they were pretty much, you look at it, they were worked to death. Okay? So this is what Hitler planned to do with the Jewish population and others in Europe at the time. He was so set on a supreme Aryan population that he just went and ordered the killing of so many people. Now, Auschwitz was liberated in January of 1945. World War II doesn't end until April 1945. But just like pictures of what you've seen before, a lot of these people would look like literal skeletons when they were found.